interesting because I'm listening to you all talk too about note-taking and trust building. You know, one of the things that comes to my mind is there's been some studies when it comes to negative patient descriptors that find their way into notes. And so I guess, like, you know, with the concept trash in, trash out, how do you account for just the humanness when it meets AI and you have these situations like that? Matt?
I mean, I think it's a great question, and it's funny because trust was the first word that popped into my head when, from a different angle, on the prior question. We're in the trust business as care providers, and I think more and more our role in both understanding the depth of our data, which is foundational for everything that we put in place from an AI perspective. We're spending a lot of time making sure we understand the structures, the lineage, and where that came from in a true data governance sense, to be able to make the tools work effectively and make sure that we have the outcomes we would expect. And as part of that is understanding that the technology doesn't filter out, to your point, doesn't filter out what's there, and how we set it up in a way that makes it very both meaningful and appropriate is part of our trust in our brand and what we provide. I think the other part of trust is actually, because there's so much information out there now, and there was an article just over the weekend around essentially doctors being, that they're not actually real, right? And what are the implications of that? And so how do we stamp what we believe as Children's National to be trusted information, data, and tools is really, really critical to our success and long-term longevity.